Alrighty mighty, what is it that we have here? We have an Xbox One S that I purchased off of eBay for £60, which equates to about $90 or so. So actually, not too badly priced. Supposedly the console doesn't turn on, so we're gonna test that straight away. We've got our power cable right here. Overall condition of the console is pretty clean. We still have the sticker intact as well, the warranty sticker, so that gives me good hope. And it was bought from what looked like a genuine seller, but who knows? Let's test it. Okay, so let's put the power cable in. There we go. Try and turn it on now. And we get nothing. See that? Absolutely nothing on the console. And now simply put, let's take it apart. On the face of things, what I will say is that it's incredibly tidy, even on the inside. Fan's a little bit dusty, but nothing horrendous. Let's continue to take these other bits apart. Last but not least, let's take off the fan. Immediately, by the way, I haven't taken this off yet, but can you see this like fuzz here? And there's a little bit of damage down here. We've got some water damage up here, corrosion around this area and this chip here. And we've also got it down here as well by some connectors and whatnot. So this looks like a tricky one and I'm excited. I can't wait. I'm really excited to get into this. Let's go over to the scope and take a look further at our issues. Let's take a look. Oh, Lord Almighty. It's been hit a bit worse than I thought. Just some quick observations, like even these caps are very, very discolored. I don't know if there's actually meant to be a capacitor here. I doubt it, but it's worth just thinking about and considering. There's a little bit of solder here again. I don't know if this is, oh no, sorry, this is just a test point. It's a ground test point, that's fine. Then we've got a capacitor here, that looks fine. I'm just checking the board again, so just some little bits of dirt, that's okay, that's no problem. You can see we've got corrosion, especially around this chip. I'm not gonna wash any of this with IPA just yet because I'm taking a mental note of where all of the corrosion and stuff is. And then if we go over here further to the right, I don't know what was meant to be here. Something, I don't know, like what is this meant to be, like a capacitor here or something? I believe so, and maybe that's just gone, disappeared into the nether, I don't know. I will compare this to another board to see if we're missing anything here, but because there's so much corrosion, I almost feel like there was something here, you know? And again, we've got some corrosion-y stuff going on here and here. Oof, this is gonna be a tough one, I think. And then if we follow the power rail up, so this is where the 12-volt line mainly resides. We've got some corrosion on this little MOSFET here, this little guy. The capacitors look okay as well next to that, so that gives me a little bit of hope. Tiny bit of water damage just here between these two caps. We go up again, just a little bit of dirt and loose things flying about, that's fine. Then we find, I'm gonna call this the swamp. So in the swamp, the caps look okay. The MOSFET, not too great, but maybe we can just scrape this off and it's gonna be okay. Maybe we've got it just in time, who knows? Who knows until we get testing. And then we've got, I don't know what this, it looks like oil. This has also been quite badly hit up here. This isn't fantastic. This isn't great. I don't know what's missing and what's not off this chip, but this chip's probably going to have to be replaced. Looks like we're going to have to replace a few things today. That, however, is majority of the damage that I can see on this board. I can't see any other damage anywhere else. I'm just showing you another area of the board to show you how immaculate it actually is. But when it comes down to the power rail and stuff down here, we've got some issues. I'm going to start by testing the MOSFETs on the power rail to see if any of those have gone bust. The meter mode we're going to be using is called diode mode. I'm going to place my red probe on ground and we're going to use the black probe to measure the MOSFETs, specifically the gates on the MOSFETs. I'm looking for a reading of around about 0.6 volts. I get 0.6 volts on this MOSFET, 0.6 on this one, 0.6 on this one, 0.6 on this one. I get 0.005 on this one. Okay, interesting. Well, this one. 0.6. This tells me that this MOSFET here is bad. This might be the reason that the console isn't turning on. I'm just also going to check these two little MOSFETs down here, make sure they're okay because they've been hit by the looks of it. Down here, 0.5, that's fine. And finally this one, 0.4, that's also fine. 0.45, that's okay. So from my research, I know that this MOSFET here is bad and faulty. What I'll do is grab my gold Sharp A because we're fabulous. I'm just going to mark it to remind myself which one is faulty. Lord only knows what fumes that's going to let off when I burn it. I've just stripped down the donor board and first thing I'm going to check is this C9F14 down here. So this is the board that's broken. Let's have a look and see what the other donor board is saying. My cat is meowing. Apologies if you can hear. No, nothing. That's good. That makes me happy. I just also want to confirm that we do definitely have a short on the 12-volt line. I know we do. And as you can hear, yeah, that's a short on the 12 volt. I'm going to pull the golden MOSFET, we call it the golden FET, Then we're going to see if that alleviates the short on the 12 volt line. If that's the case, all I have to do is replace it, give this a good clean, maybe replace a few other chips, and we'll be good to go. In my head, if that works and the short goes, all I have to do is replace this and it should then power on the console. I have a 1 terabyte drive as well in a faulty console that I can use on this machine. After I've cleaned up, if the other components are really, really bad, I'll replace those as well. But let's start with this golden FET. Temperature wise, we're going 460 degrees Celsius at 60% airflow. Okay, question is, now we've removed that, do we still have a short on the 12 volt line? If my meter beeps, we do. If it doesn't, we're all good. It doesn't beep. Nice, there we go, it seems fine then. We've just removed the short. This side of the connector is ground. And they're beeping fine. This side, no beeps. I've taken a picture of where all of the water damage is on the board. So what I'm going to do is give it a good scrub with IPA, and then we're going to see if it actually works and how much better it looks after we've given it a good clean. Components have actually turned out okay. On the face of it, they look fine after a good, decent clean. Main bulk of it was up here on this chip. That looks much better, like 10 times better now. Could probably do it a little bit more, to be fair, just around. Looking good, looking good. This was also an area of the board that was hit quite bad, but looks fine. Looks good. This cap here looks a little bit charred, but I think we'll survive. Let me get a MOSFET from the other board and replace this one, and we'll see if we actually get power. This has got a reading of 0.6. We'll take you. We now add this bad boy on. Let's go. I should have actually added some solder to be fair. Wasn't much on the pad. That should do it, that should be fine. Whilst the board's really hot, I just like to get the cotton bud on straight away, and then I come in with the IPA afterwards. I feel like that works a lot better for me personally, whilst the flux is hot. Because if you put IPA on, it starts to fizz. But if you do it without that and just use the cotton bud straight away, it seems to do a better job. Then when the board cools down a bit, you can put IPA on and give it a clean. Right, let's see if that short has come back. Hopefully not. So again, we're looking for no beep on these pins, and we look good. These ones are meant to be, these ones, no beep, which is good. I think we can put this back together enough now to give it a test. So let's do that. Here we go, we're about to put the power into the console. I don't have the power button in. I'll put the little Wi-Fi card in as well. All right, here we go. Power is going in now. Okay, we get a little fan spin. That fills me with hope. I've also put the 1 terabyte hard drive in this console that I had from my spares. So let's see what happens. Here we go. We get the beep. Does it stay on is the question. The fan spins up. Do we get anything on the screen? Yes, we do. Let's go, man. Okay, E106, that's expected. That's not everything. This might not work still, so we have to be careful. Okay, it syncs with the controller, that's good. Let's just try and reset everything first off. Do we have a disk as well? No. Let me get OSU 1 and just try and reset the whole hard drive. OSU 1 is being applied and we're rolling. Yes, I know it looks about 180p at the moment. We can change that afterwards. Here we have it after the update. We have 1080p, which is perfect. Does it take a disk? We'll go with the Division. Takes the disk fine. Sounds okay. And there we go. The Division. Perfect. Everything I've just done has been on Ethernet, and I've just connected it to Wi-Fi, and it says your console is connected to the internet. That is also good. And a nice little dab of thermal pasta. Fresh. If you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.